Hey, hi, hello. How are you all? I hope you're doing great. My name is Jessica, and I just want to pop in really quickly to share it's not so much like a review, but just like, I don't know, a quick little look at my experience from plant shopping over last weekend. So I live in the Sacramento area of California, and we do have quite a number of interesting plant shops that are available to us here. So I went to two of them over the weekend. One of them was Exotic Plants Limited or something like that. You'll see what it is. And I've been there before and I've shopped from them before, and it's a really cute little shop. And they kind of have some common plants, some rare plants, a lot of plant supplies, crystals, planty arts and crafts, pottery, etc. So I want to show you guys kind of like what that store is like if you're in the area and you haven't gone and you want to go. And then another one was called Flori-Culture, and they're not too far apart from one another. And Flori-Culture is a shop that I've wanted to go to for a really long time, but it has just been kind of a little bit too out of the way for me. And also due to just like the nature of the store, I've always known that once I go there, I want to spend a good amount of time like browsing and shopping around. So I finally made the time to do that over the past weekend. And it was a really interesting shop. So I got to talk to the owner for a little while. I'm so sorry if I get the name wrong, but I'm pretty sure his name was Jonathan. I don't remember totally, to be totally honest, something like that. I guess without further ado, I want to, do like a show and tell of those two rare plant shops in the area. So starting off, we'll talk about exotic plants first. One really cool thing about this shop is the really vibrant, bright mural that really catches your eye when you first pull in. Like I really enjoy, this kind of like anytime you can transform a huge concrete storefront into something that's like a work of art, that already sets the vibe of this place. It's very artsy, it's very like beautiful. And then also out front of the store, they usually have a lot of little plants like, succulents or carnivorous plants or things that do well outside. But it's still February, so it's not really appropriate weather to be keeping a lot of outdoor plants. But they have these really beautiful, sculpture type things, like these big stone. I don't know. It's just beautiful. The outside of the store, it's usually way cooler than what it shows here because, like I said, it's cold. But if you were to come later in the spring or summer, and then off to the side of the entrance, they have their like greenhouses, which I haven't gone into, but that would be fun. And then when you walk into the store, it's like a big warehouse with like a lot of plants, and you can really see they showcase their and I don't know, they do these workshops where you can build up these like sculptures or like artworks out of like moss or out of plants. And like they also have a whole bunch of them like for sale if you're looking for like a really like a statement piece of like plant related art. I think that would be more for like if you're a corporate office or something. Like I don't think regular people are buying these. But it's really beautiful. It's just a vibe to look at. And then they have their plants. In general, when I come here, there's like a lot of rare like orchids and like things along those lines. And like I said before, they have like carnivorous plants here. And a few like rare monsteras or philodendrons. And they do also have some common plants as well. but I'm usually, I don't know, I usually feel that the prices are a little high for what you're getting. And sometimes the plants just don't look as healthy as they could be. Like for the most part, the things that I've noticed is like yellowing and drooping and things like that. And of course, right now it's winter, but I've been there a couple times in different seasons. And I have bought plants from here, but on the whole, unless it's like a wish list plant that I've really been wanting and I'm willing to accept maybe like not so great of a deal just to get my hands on the genetic material of the plant to try and grow it out nicely. For the most part, I just don't feel like most of their plants are necessarily worth the price. But if you are looking for something hard to find, you know, you could find it here and then you can have it. Sometimes it's less risky than trying to look for that same plant online because you don't know what you're going to get before it arrives, if you know what I mean. But another cute thing that they have is they had a bearded dragon, and I don't know how I missed this before, or maybe he's new because I haven't been in for a while. But he's cute. He reminds me of my bearded dragon who passed away. But that was kind of cool to see. And when I went over the weekend, I don't think I took video of like their pottery section or their crystal section because it was a busy day. Like there were people who worked there that were like moving in and out like big terrariums. So I didn't want to be like standing in the way with my phone out, like, you know, being a weirdo. So I kind of just like kept to the shadows and looked around. But I'll go back through my like my pictures and videos from the past because I might have taken either a shot or two or like a picture or two in here in the past. So I'll see if I can put that up for viewing pleasure. But when I was there over the weekend, I didn't end up buying a plant, but one thing that I did get was chunky perlite. And if you're in the area, they have the best price on this extra large chunky perlite. You can get it at Green Acres. Or the next shop that I'll show you after this, you can get it there too, but it's more expensive. This, if I recall, it was $7. It could have been $9, but that's the cheapest price for, you know, this amount of chunky perlite. I don't know what this amount is, but in my experience, in my shopping locally in the area, this is the best price. If you don't want to invest in like, you know, a $30 bag or something like that, if you only just need some from time to time. So that was exotic plants, and let's jump over to the next one. So the next shop is Flori-Culture, and the outside of the building is much more like unassuming, you could say. Like I think the next door neighbor is like a convenience store. I don't remember. I didn't look around. Maybe there was even a laundromat. I don't know. It's very unassuming. It's just tucked away. If you're driving by on the main road, you don't even see this shop. You have to like turn. You have to be looking for it. But once you go up, I was really charmed by the neon sign. But once you go up to the shop and you go inside, you open the door to massive aeroids. Like there are these huge monsteras. There's a giant melanochrysum. There's just big plants in this beautiful showcase. There's huge bird's nest ferns, like the size of a Saint Bernard. And the setup in this shop is a lot less arts and craftsy. Like it's very much like it's kind of like an industrial grow house. You know, there's these big metal shelves, and in the top of the shelves, like hanging, you can see a lot of the mother plants that the shop owner owns. And these are the ones that they take the cuttings for to propagate from. So that was something that I thought was really special and really cool, because a lot of plant shops, they keep their mother plants, like their breeding stock, they keep it out of sight. you don't know what's going on. But in this shop, you can go up to the shelf and you can say like, oh, that's beautiful, and then you look down and you can see the cuttings, like the little propagations that have been put up for sale. So I thought that was really cool. This shop had a lot of Hoya, a lot of like tropical plants that you don't hear a lot about on social media. They had really cool, they had some pitcher plants, but they're like sundews, and they had pinguiculas. I might have forgotten to take a picture of the pinguiculas, but they were like flowering. All of them were in flower, and they had the cutest little like pastel, like candy hearts, colored flowers on them. I hope I have a picture to insert. Those are really cool. But after you go through like the main, like the first room of the store, you can go around the corner, and like tucked in the back, there are like even more rare plants. And I don't mean rare like it's trendy to want them or trendy to like show them off online. I mean rare like you don't hear about them, you don't see them, but they're plants that are like very beautiful, very colorful, a lot of like velvet leaves. So there was like a good number of anthurium. I saw a really big Monstera esqueleto, but most of the plants back here are not directly for sale. They're more like the breeding stock that are waiting to either get pups or flower and get pollinated and like produce seeds, things like that. But the shop owner really is like more than happy to walk you around and let you see like everything that they have going on. If you saw something that you were maybe interested in, you guys could you could get like on a list or check back about, he could take some propagations, and when they're rooted up and ready to go home with you, he can give you a call and let you know. And what was really cool is I found one of my wish list Hoya. I've been wanting a Hoya Shepherdii, but I've never seen it for sale here locally. And, online, most of the time they're just, they're expensive. Like you're going to pay like almost $50 to get it shipped to you. But the day that I was there, there weren't any Hoya Shepherdii propagations ready to go. But the shop owner, he just kind of like reached up and cut off a few strands from the mother plant and put them in a cup for me. And they are currently working on rooting. But as you can see, for the most part, it's a stem with 2 leaves. But it does have a whole bunch of pretty mature peduncles. So if I can establish this plant, it has a higher shot of flowering sooner for me, which is really nice because I'm not growing it for the flowers, I'm growing it for the foliage, but it does take a long time to convince a plant to flower. So that was kind of neat. So I got 7 leaves and 6 peduncles. It was $30, which I feel like that was a lot. I kind of feel like the prices of the plants at this store really takes into consideration the overhead cost of maintaining this big building, which I think is a little bit unfortunate. But at the same time, in this current market, that's about the price of 3 stems of Hoya, of a harder to find Hoya. So that was that. In this back room, I did see a Hoya Serpens, which is a huge wish list plant of mine. And I've looked at buying it online, but it seems like you can only buy either really tiny cuttings that are really expensive or large pots of it that are, like $80 or something. I don't know why this plant is so expensive, but I pointed it out and I was like, oh, do you have any propagations of this? So the owner pulled out his prop bin and was like, yeah, I have a whole bunch of propagations that are actually like fully rooted and basically ready to go out the door. I just haven't packaged them. And I was like, rad, I'll take some of those. So I got this really cute Hoya Serpens. It already has roots, but I'm keeping it propagating for a little while until the weather warms up. But I thought it was really neat because I could see, it wasn't the mother plant. I I don't know, the auntie plant, the cousin plant. Like there was a mother plant that was like full and like vining, ready to be propped, and then there was another pot that was like already cut. But I got to see kind of like the adult plants and the propagations, and you know, he plucked a few out. Once again, I think we're working with 3. So from this store in general, and I saw this for the prices of pretty much all of their like Hoya, you're basically getting 3 stems for $30, and it's just it's a tough price, because on the one hand, for me personally, and for basically anybody who's like just a regular person, that's a lot. Like that's just kind of a lot. Like when I propagate my plants and sell them, I know they're not like super rare, but like I don't sell them for $10 a stem, but that's just the way it is. And I guess that's the trade-off between whether you choose to buy it online and you end up paying $30 after shipping, you know, like you buy the plant for like $20 and you pay $10 to have it shipped, versus driving down to the other side of town and seeing it and choosing it. So overall, yeah, I thought it was expensive. Like I walked away with this much plant matter for $60, and that was rough. But at the same time, I got wish list plants that I've been looking for a long time and haven't been able to find elsewhere. So like the supply is low, so the price is going to be higher. And like, I get it. Like I get that that's a basic economic concept, but I wish it was more, I wish it was, it didn't have to be that way. I want to just round out this story time by telling about one really unique thing that I saw at Flori-Culture. And there were these 2 rare plants. One, if I remember correctly, to me, I don't remember, it looks like it was an orchid of some type, but it's like one of the only ones in cultivation like ever, or like in the world or whatever. Like it is genuinely rare, and like if you come by the shop, the owner will tell you all about it. I'm sure I'm ruining the story. But also an epiphytic cactus that really caught my eye. It's this purple flappy petals, and it hugs around a tree trunk and climbs up. But that was really unique. Like not trendy, not popular, you know, not like blowing you away with the foliage, but just the genuine meaning of the word rare, uncommon, not often seen. Not rare as in they can charge you more money for it because the demand is high and it's popular right now, if you know what I mean. You know, like the way this Thai constellation, people used to sell it for, you know, hundreds, $1,000, or the pink princess philodendron, and now these plants are all in tissue culture, and you can buy them for, you know, $50 a piece. You know, whatever have you. But I guess that's it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And if you are in the area, you know, go ahead and check out these shops for yourself. I know there's a huge temptation from myself, from pretty much anyone who lives, to just buy things from the internet, especially because you can sometimes get a slightly lower price. Like you might be able to save $5 to $10. But at the same time, it's really interesting treat to get to walk around these plant shops, to spend your time like looking at all these different plants, you know, supporting local businesses and supporting your local economy, etc., stuff like that. You know, it's nice to do that from time to time as well. Like you can have it both ways. So anyways, I'm going to say goodbye now. I hope that you guys all have a great rest of your weekend. And if you would like, it would be nice to, you know, thumbs up or leave a comment or share this video with a friend if there's someone who you know who might enjoy. But otherwise, I will catch you in the next one.